Hi, y'all, and welcome to Monday Night's Treasure Vortex with Gypsy Jules from YouTube's Zero Discrimination, as well as her website, gypsydigs.com, and myself, Amanda Digger Degaz. Welcome to 2024's first episode of Treasure Vortex of the Year. Hey, Gypsy, how are you this evening?
Hey, I'm fabulous. I can't believe it's 2024.
I know.
Oh my gosh, where did last year go? And this is our very first podcast on the first. How cool is that?
That's actually, yeah, it's pretty neat.
It doesn't usually fall like that, does it?
No, never.
Oh man, that is just
Never.
so cool. Well, Happy New Year, Amanda.
Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to all of our listeners. We're so glad to have you on this New Year's Day. And I know Amanda and I got to catch up just briefly for a little, yesterday and today.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday you got to get out.
I did.
It must have been nice to finally get out and swing for a while.
It was. Well, like many other people, I caught the crud that everybody else was coming down with,
Yeah.
and really hadn't been feeling well. I knew it was going to be a somewhat warmer. It was like, I believe 37 degrees, and it was funny. I stepped outside and put my shovel in the ground, and I'm like, look, it's diggable. So I absolutely loaded up on warm clothes, fleece face mask, hat, um, had my machine, made sure it was charged up, got to the site and was like, I'm on it. It's going to happen. Went to put my headphones on and they wouldn't turn on. So I'm like, all right, well, it's a good thing it's, not super, super nice out because I'm not going to annoy anybody because I was like, I'm not going home. I'm going to detect. So I
Yeah.
think I broke my fever out in the field.
You
I
were sweating.
Oh, so much, so much.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I do not recommend that. I know at one of the holes, probably like the fifth or sixth hole I dug, I wasn't sure I was getting back up. I had the like lightheadedness, and I'm like, oh no, this is I'm okay. I'm okay. And yeah, I think I broke past it and ended up feeling better later on. Took a shower and was like, whew. So I think detecting helped kick it. Um, but yeah, I got some really neat finds. My very first hole was a flat button, and it's a site I've
Yeah.
brought you to. It's a site I've brought a ton of people to. So, I didn't really have any high hopes whatsoever. I know even myself, I go there when I don't have much time.
Yeah.
So I know I've hit it hard, and the first hole was a flat button. The second hole, I could hear it on my machine, but it didn't register. So I dug pretty much, a good foot down, and I'm like, oh, this is probably iron, and use my hand lash and flip the plug, like flip the dirt after already a foot down, and there was a largie sitting there. I'm like, are you kidding me? How I know I've walked over this spot. I don't know how many
On your
times. Yeah,
first hit too there.
second hole, yeah.
Second hole.
Yep.
Wow.
So that was exciting. So I think that was 1817. And then
Oh my gosh.
got a few more buttons, a couple decorative one, and made it to the back of the field. And again, I got a nice, really, really sharp signal. It sounded
Mm.
beautiful. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And I flipped it, and it happened to be that when I put my shovel in and cracked the dirt, I could see it in one of the cracks. And I'm like, how neat is
Oh.
that? And pulled it out, and it was that Portsmouth, New Hampshire trade token. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
That token's cool. You sent me
Yeah.
photos when you dug them, and I was just like, woohoo! Awesome.
Yeah,
There's
it was
nothing like that feeling. Nothing like that feeling. Oh man, I want to go dig a largie.
it
I
was
could go for a largie.
Again, I went out with no high hopes. I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. I'm getting out. That's all that mattered to me. And um
Hmm.
yeah, it was great to actually end up. Plus, with all the rain we've got, the amount, and I didn't even take a picture of it all, but the amount of really pretty pottery I picked up, and porcelain and china, decorative pieces. I picked up a ton. So it was really neat to see because, I know we've hit that field continuously for 2 years now. And yeah,
Yeah.
just don't know what's
Wow.
going to
It just
pop
keeps
up.
on giving.
Yep.
Yeah, you never know all the conditions. I know we've talked about it a million times on here till we're blue in the face, but sometimes the conditions are just right in the soil and the heat and your detector, and you just happen to walk over a spot you've probably been over a million times.
Yep. Yep. And that was
And
exactly both of those, the large cent and the token. I was like, I know. I know I've dug in this, like walked over this, because it's basically right where I park my truck every time. It wasn't far from it at all. So I'm like, yeah, this is definitely. But
yeah, well, those are some amazing finds.
thanks.
My finds weren't quite as epic as yours, but I did find silver. Not yesterday, but the day before. I got
Ooh.
a silver rosy. Woo. I'm not going to complain about my silver.
Yeah,
I
silver,
did get
silver.
two more rings, junk rings. Um, but yeah, I went back to Dallas, and Jackie and I got to detect some yesterday, New Year's Eve, and she's like really wanting silver to end her year because the last several times we'd been out, I'd found silver and she hadn't. So she was really hankering. Well, we went to the Money Creek, and I got a silver rosy, and she got like a silver bracelet thing. We're pretty positive it's silver, but no silver coins. Usually, she always finds at least one merc. She's been like steady finding mercs every time we go to the Money Creek. At least one, usually multiple silvers. But I found one pretty crispy burnt rosy at the Money Creek. But anyway, she ended up with a mercury dime yesterday,
Nice.
um, out in the field metal detecting. And so, anyway, and I found a few little pieces of, some junk jewelry. But then, like the day before or whenever that was, we went and hit an old school. That's when I got my silver. And I just want to say hi, Donna. Donna's in chat tonight. Donna, for those of you that don't know Donna, she is the one that was in Beyond Oak Island with me, or in one of the episodes.
Nice.
And she's in chat. Hey, Donna, miss you. Happy New Year. But anyway, so, yeah, I found a lot of cool things at the creek. Nothing too exciting, but we did get some closure. If any of you listened to the podcast about, what was it, about 2 or 3 weeks ago?
The explosive finds.
Yeah. So, after the podcast, we both were feeling, it was so rested up. I don't know how many people saw the I want to call it bomb, but the
Grenade.
grenade, which it is a bomb, but you know what I mean. So it was very, very rested up. And we didn't see how even, being that rested up, it'd be okay. But then everybody was talking about, in the podcast, and then we started hearing other horror stories. So we both got a little scared about, that was in the back of my car. Okay, yeah, I'm crazy, and I've done some crazy stuff. But anyway, so the grenade, we finally got a chance, called the police, and first I reached out to a friend that worked for the fire department, and he said, yeah, it's probably best to turn it in. And then as soon as the police guy came, he looked at the bottom, and, he could see the hole. And we thought it had been, already, what do you call it?
Disarmed.
Disarmed, because of, there's not supposed to be any hole in the bottom. It would be, but that's where they let the gunpowder and all the whatever guts of it out. But anywho, the policeman was like, oh, no, it's been disarmed. It's fine. And then so he starts, throwing it from one hand to the other, reacting like, and he goes, yeah, these tend to become paperweights, at the, I guess that happens quite often with people, finding these things. But anywho, it was interesting. He's like, do you want it? And Jackie's like, nope, I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it anymore. And then after I was like, well, I don't know, man, after all that trouble, and you found out it's disarmed and you didn't want to keep it. But I get it. It's kind of scary, But because then you wonder, does this police officer really know what he's talking about?
Mm.
But, yeah, that was a nice closure thing. And then I noticed Terry Smith had posted something today. I guess he found a grenade at a dump as well. But it looked like he brought it home, but it doesn't have the handle thing that, you hold and you pull the, it looks like it's totally been dismantled, so that's good.
Oh, that is good. That is good.
Yeah.
I do have to say, so I know we canceled 2 weeks ago with the wicked storms we were having over here. And I know a lot of people got it from, Central America all the way up the East Coast. And I know Maine got hit pretty good, and so did some other states. But with that, within that next weekend was Christmas, so I managed to get it out on one day and go mudlarking in the afternoon, where I didn't think I'd be able to before. So I did end up finding 2 large clay marbles, which was pretty exciting to find them that size. Usually, the relatively smaller ones. And then I got a half pint intact Badger Farms, which is it says Badger Farms Creamery, which is a Massachusetts or was a Massachusetts creamery. And it's so cute because it's a half pint and it's embossed. So that was pretty exciting. I'm trying to think of what else I found.
Wow.
It was nice.
I want to, you never sent me a picture of that bottle. I gotta see that.
I need to.
Because those are my favorite to find.
It was, I saw the edge of it, and I was basically killing time waiting for the tide to go out, because I was in an area that,